In the world of Korean dramas, love stories often begin with scripted lines, carefully choreographed scenes, and fictional characters. But sometimes, the chemistry between two actors becomes so powerful that fans begin to wonder whether the emotions they see on screen might be more than just acting. That is exactly what happened when Cha Eun-woo and Moon Jae-young starred together in the unforgettable K-drama True Beauty. Years after the drama aired, their on-screen romance continues to captivate audiences around the world. Clips from the series still trend online. Fan edits circulate across social media. And countless viewers still believe that the story of Lee Soo-ho and Lim Joo-kyung never truly ended. But recently, whispers inside the entertainment industry have begun to suggest something even more intriguing. What if their story is preparing to move beyond the screen? If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe. Let the melody continue. When True Beauty first aired, fans immediately noticed something special about the interaction between the two lead actors. Their scenes felt natural. Their eye contact seemed genuine. Their quiet emotional moments carried a sincerity that many viewers felt could not simply be scripted. Behind-the-scenes clips only strengthened that belief. During filming breaks, the two actors often laughed together comfortably, teasing each other and sharing conversations that felt effortless. Directors reportedly praised their synergy. One staff member from the production once commented in an interview that their emotional scenes required very little retakes. They understood each other's timing perfectly, the staff member said. And that natural connection became one of the biggest reasons the drama became a global hit. Fans didn't just watch the story. They felt it. When the final episode of True Beauty aired, many viewers experienced what K-drama fans often call post-drama syndrome. The story had ended, but the characters still lived vividly in their hearts. What made the ending even more emotional was the fact that the cast seemed genuinely close even after filming wrapped. During promotional interviews, Cha Eun-woo and Moon Jae-young spoke warmly about each other. He once described her as someone who brought comfort to the filming set. She described him as thoughtful and attentive. Their compliments were simple, but sincere. And for fans, those small moments became the foundation for 1,000 hopeful theories. In the years following True Beauty, both actors continued to build impressive careers. Moon Jae-young expanded her acting portfolio with diverse roles that showcased her emotional depth and maturity. She also gained recognition as a confident host and public figure, appearing at prestigious award ceremonies and industry events. Her elegance and professionalism quickly made her one of the most respected actresses of her generation. Meanwhile, Cha Eun-woo continued to shine as both an actor and a musician. Known for his striking visuals and calm charisma, he starred in several projects that further strengthened his reputation as one of Korea's most beloved stars. Despite their busy schedules, fans continued to notice something interesting. Neither actor seemed eager to address the rumors that occasionally resurfaced about their connection. Instead, both maintained a respectful silence. And sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. In recent months, the entertainment industry has watched Cha Eun-woo enter a new chapter of his life. As part of South Korea's mandatory national duty, he began his military service in mid-2025. For many celebrities, military service represents a moment of reflection and transformation. The bright lights of fame fade temporarily, replaced by routine, discipline, and time for personal growth. Fans around the world sent messages of support as he began his service. But while he stepped away from the spotlight, something else continued to shine quietly in the background. The enduring connection between him and Moon Jae-young. Over the past year, entertainment insiders have begun discussing the possibility of a new drama project that could reunite the beloved True Beauty co-stars. Although nothing has been officially confirmed, speculation alone has been enough to excite fans globally. The idea of seeing them share the screen again feels almost too perfect. Producers understand the power of nostalgia, and few on-screen couples have left such a lasting emotional impression. If a reunion project were to happen after Cha Eun-woo completes his military service, it could easily become one of the most anticipated K-drama releases of the decade. But the rumors don't end there. In fan communities across Asia, Europe, and North America, discussions about the pair often return to the same question. Could their connection be deeper than friendship? Some fans point to subtle details. Shared glances during interviews. Supportive comments during difficult times. Moments where their body language seems unusually comfortable. None of these observations confirm anything, but they create a narrative that fans love to imagine. In many ways, it resembles the slow-burn romance that defines so many unforgettable K-dramas. Two people meeting through work, growing closer through shared experiences, and eventually realizing that the story they were acting might reflect something real. As Cha Eun-woo continues his military service, fans have begun imagining what the future might hold once he returns. Will he immediately return to acting? Will he focus on music again? Or will he choose to prioritize something more personal? Some entertainment analysts believe that when celebrities complete military service, they often reevaluate their priorities. Fame, success, and public attention are important, but so is stability. And in many K-dramas, as well as in real life, the most meaningful relationships are built during moments of quiet reflection. If the bond between Cha Eun-woo and Moon Jae-young truly exists beyond friendship, the period of separation during his service could strengthen it even further. Distance often reveals what truly matters. There is a reason this imagined love story resonates so deeply with fans. It contains every element of a classic K-drama narrative. A chance meeting on a drama set, a connection that grows naturally, years of separate journeys, a moment of personal transformation, and finally, the possibility of reunion. For viewers who first fell in love with their characters in True Beauty, the idea that the actors themselves might eventually take their relationship to the next level feels like the perfect continuation of that story. It is the kind of narrative that makes audiences believe in romance again. In the world of entertainment, timing can be everything. Sometimes two people meet too early. Sometimes their careers pull them in different directions. But sometimes life creates the perfect moment when everything finally aligns. Fans imagine that moment arriving after Cha Eun-woo completes his military service. A new drama announcement. A press conference. Two familiar faces standing side by side once again. And perhaps, just perhaps, a quiet confirmation that their relationship has grown into something more serious. Not a dramatic declaration. Just a gentle acknowledgement. The kind of moment that feels both surprising and inevitable at the same time. The most powerful K-dramas are the ones that feel real. They capture emotions that audiences recognize in their own lives. Love, patience, growth, hope. For many fans, the story of Cha Eun-woo and Moon Jae-young represents that kind of possibility. Even if it began with fictional characters, the emotions surrounding their partnership continue to inspire imagination. And perhaps that is the true beauty of stories like this. They remind us that sometimes the most meaningful relationships are the ones that develop quietly, away from headlines, rumors, and speculation. A press conference years from now. Cameras flash. Reporters wait. Two actors step onto the stage together. Their chemistry still undeniable. Their smiles calm and confident. Someone asks the question fans have wondered about for years. And instead of denying it or avoiding it, they simply exchange a glance. The kind of glance that says everything without a single word. Because sometimes the best love stories don't need dramatic confessions. They only need time. Months passed quietly. While Cha Eun-woo continued serving his mandatory military duty, life in the entertainment industry continued moving forward at its usual fast pace. Dramas premiered. Actors debuted. New stars rose. But strangely, the conversation around Moon Jae-young and Cha Eun-woo never faded. In fan communities around the world, their names still appeared together in discussions and edits. Scenes from True Beauty continued to circulate online. Every soft glance, every emotional confession scene, every moment of silent understanding between their characters. For fans, it didn't feel like a finished story. It felt like a pause. During one quiet winter evening, fans noticed something subtle on Moon Jae-young's social media. She posted a simple caption alongside a photo of a night skyline. The caption read, Some connections never fade, even when time creates distance. It was a poetic message. Nothing unusual for an actress, known for thoughtful captions. But within minutes, fans began connecting the dots. Was she talking about someone? Was it just a quote? Or was it a message meant for someone who couldn't publicly respond? Someone currently serving far away from the spotlight? No confirmation followed, but speculation grew stronger than ever. Despite the rumors, Moon Jae-young's career continued to flourish. She took on challenging acting roles that showed a more mature side of her talent. She hosted prestigious events with elegance and confidence. Industry insiders praised her professionalism, but those who worked closely with her noticed something interesting. Whenever conversations drifted toward her personal life, she smiled politely and changed the subject. Not defensive, not secretive, just private. And in an industry where everything is often shared publicly, privacy sometimes becomes the loudest statement of all. Meanwhile, far from red carpets and film sets, Cha Eun-woo was living a very different life. Military service stripped away the glamour of celebrity status. There were no stylists, no cameras, no fan chants, just routine, discipline, and reflection. For someone who had spent years under constant public attention, the experience became a period of quiet transformation. Friends close to the star later shared that he used his time in service to think deeply about the future. Not just career decisions, but life decisions. What kind of man he wanted to become after leaving the uniform behind. By the time his military service approached its final phase, whispers began spreading within entertainment circles. Producers were eager to cast him in new projects. Scriptwriters prepared offers. But one rumor began circulating more strongly than the others. A reunion drama. A project that would bring together the two stars whose chemistry once captivated millions. Although no official announcements were made, the possibility alone was enough to excite fans worldwide. Because sometimes, the second chapter of a story is even more powerful than the first. Imagine this moment. Late evening in Seoul. A quiet restaurant with dim lighting and private rooms reserved for celebrities seeking peace away from the public eye. Inside one of those rooms, two familiar figures sit across from each other. No cameras. No managers. Just conversation. The kind that flows easily between people who already understand each other. They talk about the years that passed, the pressures of fame, the changes they experienced while growing as individuals. At some point, the conversation becomes quiet. And in that silence, something meaningful happens. Not a confession, not a dramatic declaration, just the realization that their connection never truly disappeared. The strongest relationships often begin with friendship, with trust, with shared memories. For Cha Eun-woo and Moon Jae-young, their foundation had already been built during months of working together on True Beauty. They had faced long filming nights together. They had supported each other through emotionally intense scenes. They had laughed together during behind-the-scenes moments that fans still watch today. So when they met again after years of separate journeys, it didn't feel unfamiliar. It felt natural, comfortable, and perhaps even inevitable. In the world of celebrities, relationships often become headlines before they even have time to grow. Rumors spread quickly. Speculation becomes pressure. And sometimes, relationships collapse under the weight of public attention. Because of that reality, many stars choose to protect their personal lives carefully. If Cha Eun-woo and Moon Jae-young truly decided to take their relationship to the next level, it would make sense that they would do so quietly. Not hiding, just protecting. Allowing something meaningful to grow away from cameras and rumors. As the months pass and Cha Eun-woo approaches the end of his military service, fans around the world continue imagining what the future could bring. Perhaps a new drama reunion. Perhaps a public appearance together. Or perhaps something even more personal. A confirmation that the Bond fans sensed years ago was never just fiction. Because sometimes, the best love stories begin where the cameras stop rolling. Imagine a press conference for a future drama project. The room is filled with journalists. Two familiar actors sit beside each other again. The chemistry is still there. Comfortable. Warm. A reporter finally asks the question everyone has wondered about for years. Your chemistry has always been loved by fans. Is there something more between you two? For a moment, neither answers. Instead, they exchange a quiet smile, the kind that carries years of shared memories. And in that moment, fans watching around the world feel the same thing. Hope. Because sometimes the most beautiful love stories are the ones that take the longest time to reveal themselves. The morning felt different. It was the kind of morning that arrives quietly, yet somehow carries the feeling that something important is about to happen. For months, fans around the world had been counting down the days until Cha Eun-woo would complete his military service. Social media had been filled with supportive messages, edits, and emotional posts celebrating the moment when he would finally return to the entertainment industry. When the day finally arrived, cameras waited outside the military base. Journalists prepared their microphones. Fans gathered with banners and flowers. And when the gates opened, the man who stepped out looked slightly different from the idol who had entered nearly 2 years earlier. There was still the familiar charm, still the same gentle smile. But there was also something new, a quiet maturity that only time and experience could create. As he bowed respectfully to reporters and fans, one question echoed across the internet. What will he do next? Return to acting? Release new music? Or start a completely new chapter? A few weeks after his discharge, an announcement appeared that immediately caught the attention of fans. A new drama project was reportedly in early discussion. But what made the announcement even more exciting was the name connected to it. Moon Jae-young. The possibility that the beloved True Beauty co-stars might reunite on screen again sent waves of excitement across fan communities. Clips from their previous drama began trending again. Fans revisited their favorite moments. The iconic school hallway scenes. The emotional rooftop confessions. The playful behind-the-scenes laughter. For many viewers, the idea of seeing them together again felt like reopening a story that had never truly ended. But behind the excitement of a potential drama reunion, something else was quietly unfolding. Something more personal. Before any official filming discussions began, the two actors met privately. No press. No cameras. Just a quiet meeting arranged by mutual friends. They had not spoken face-to-face in quite some time. The years had passed quickly. Careers had grown. Responsibilities had changed. Yet when they finally saw each other again, the atmosphere felt strangely familiar. The same easy laughter. The same comfortable silence between conversations. They talked about everything that had happened since their last drama together. The pressures of fame. The challenges of personal growth. The experience of military service. And the strange way life sometimes brings people back together when the timing finally feels right. Some connections don't fade. They simply wait. During that quiet evening, something became clear to both of them. Their relationship had never truly been defined. They had been colleagues, friends, trusted companions during a demanding drama production. But over time, the respect they felt for each other had grown deeper. And now, years later, they found themselves in a moment where everything felt different. No filming schedule. No character scripts. No fictional roles to play. Just two people deciding what the future might look like. In many K-dramas, the most important confessions happen during dramatic rainstorms or emotional airport scenes. But real life often unfolds more quietly. Their decision did not come from a dramatic moment. Instead, it arrived through calm conversation and shared understanding. They realized that the connection fans had noticed years ago was not simply imagination. There had always been something there. Something genuine. Something worth exploring beyond the boundaries of acting roles. And so, they agreed to take their relationship to the next level. Not as fictional characters, but as themselves. Weeks later, during a press conference for the rumored reunion project, journalists gathered eagerly. Questions about the drama filled the room. But one reporter eventually asked the question everyone had been wondering about. You two have always been loved for your chemistry. Is there any chance your relationship has become more than just friendship? For a brief moment, silence filled the room. Then Cha Eun-woo smiled softly. Moon Jae-young glanced toward him. Their expressions carried the calm confidence of people who had already made a decision. Instead of denying the rumor, he answered carefully. Over the years, we've supported each other through many different stages of our lives. Moon Jae-young added gently. And recently, we decided to see where our relationship could go if we allowed it to grow naturally. The room erupted in excitement. They had not made a dramatic declaration, but the message was clear. They were giving their relationship a chance. Within minutes, social media exploded with reactions. Fans celebrated the news with emotional posts and video edits. Many remembered the moment they first watched True Beauty and felt the special connection between the two actors. Now, years later, that connection seemed to be continuing in real life. Support poured in from every corner of the globe. Instead of controversy, the announcement was met with warmth and excitement. Perhaps because their story had unfolded slowly and naturally over time. And sometimes, the most beautiful love stories are the ones that grow quietly. As the excitement gradually settled, both stars returned to their busy schedules. Moon Jae-young continued her acting projects and hosting roles. Cha Eun-woo began preparing for his long-awaited comeback to the entertainment industry. But something had changed. Their story had moved beyond speculation. They were no longer just two actors remembered for their on-screen romance. They were two people exploring a real relationship while continuing their careers. Fans understood that this new chapter would take time. And for once, patience felt worth it. Imagine this moment. A future drama premiere. The red carpet glows under bright lights. Reporters call their names as cameras flash endlessly. Two familiar figures walk side by side. Their chemistry still unmistakable. Their smiles relaxed and genuine. When asked about their relationship, they exchange a quick glance before answering. And in that small moment, fans watching from around the world feel something warm and hopeful. Because sometimes, the most unforgettable love stories begin as fiction, but slowly find their way into reality. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider stories, trending moments, and viral breakdowns.